Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy Podcast with the Traders.
G'day with the Traders. I'm Roy, Coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Want Dogs.
And Calvin.
Coach of Calvinator.
The cocky Calvinator.
No.
You are up and about.
No.
Swaggy.
Lead on,
We're
Calvinator.
heading into round 9, and Calvinator, your team is so set compared to other people.
And set up for me to stuff it up. Don't you worry about that.
If anyone could do it, it would be you.
100%. And I can do it.
But are you telling me this week, after trades, you're most likely going to have 29 green dots?
That's correct. No, what was that noise?
Destroy. You know what it was, and you know where it was.
No, come on, dog.
All right.
Get on with it.
Get on with it. Well, let's get into all the stuff that we have this week. There's actually a truckload of news, and we all love this.
It's time for breaking news with Warnie.
It is growing on me, actually.
It is growing. I don't think that kiss noise was appropriate either.
I nailed that too.
It did.
Well, before I guess all the news is that this is our last Thursday night.
Yes.
We're just getting 2 teams. So
Come on.
We're back in next week. It's all been confirmed, all official now that we will get on Thursday nights. We'll get squads at least for all 9 games of the round.
It was a hard slog getting it done, boys, but we got it done.
We'll get those Thursday nights at 6:20 p.m. The Sunday squads will be trimmed at 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon. So just like old times.
Yep. And well done, fantasy community.
Well done.
Well done. You rallied, you responded, and Warnie delivered.
We don't know if we're probably most likely going to keep the rolling lockout though, and I think it's just because that's where it needs to be. That's not confirmed though. I've been asking the questions and haven't got the official word.
Well, I tell you what,
but I assume that's the way it goes.
I would assume it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love it if it died.
The next campaign will be next year, where we will be making sure that.
So you've been asking the questions.
I didn't think there was hope. Hope is a dangerous thing.
Dog's been asking questions but hasn't been answering himself.
That's weird.
Just talk back to yourself, Dog. Come on.
Friday night team. So this is St Kilda and Geelong at Marvel Stadium, the 7:50 for the first lockout. And here's Cal's first little kiss.
Where?
Tom Highmore is back in.
What?
240k defender. A lot of us started with him. Everyone, as each week went by,
to cover donuts.
Cover donuts, there's the thing. So, and you've held him through this. Unbelievable. Frawley is back, which is another surprise with Highmore coming in.
Of all weeks for it to happen.
And Seb Ross is back in the side. The outs are Joyce, Mason Wood, and Caulfield omitted. That's a big
interesting.
One.
Draft relevant, probably.
Zach Jones is injured. And
relevant.
That's a quad. 8 weeks or so.
8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Yeah, it's like tendon type stuff. From surgery, I think it might have been.
Tendon quad.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I know that one.
So it means our mate Ryan Burns, who is a popular trade in targets, named on the interchange, but
that's fine.
Should mean his job security is, better than what it
well,
was
it
prior
increases.
to that injury.
Exactly,
Correct.
it increases.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Now, for the Cats, Sam Simpson's out injured. It looks like what they're keeping in there is old mate Sparkle Narkle, who was the sub last week. So, so our mate Jordan Clark's on an emergency.
He dominated.
Did dominate.
So he'll be, sub again, won't he?
Probably. Who have they got there?
God,
Charlie Constable, he'd be a good sub. Stanley. So they've kept the Sav in there. And Stanley.
Right. There you go.
And Holmes as well.
Well, Clarkie, what a bad pick he was.
Other news that we've got. So debutantes are flying out of the proverbial at the moment. So
Agreed.
There was concern they'd dried up.
It's nice to have them.
Yes.
They could spread them out, especially for the buy rounds as well.
Oh, that's a good point.
Anyway, here's what everything's looking like. Although they deleted their tweet, Kieran Briggs, defender forward, 170k. He is going to be debuting.
Who deleted it?
The GWS Giants.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, so I haven't checked that again.
They got their days mixed up. They thought the Thursday teams had started already.
Like my scheduling of tweets has messed that up. So, 170k. Obviously, we know a bit about him.
Yeah, we've been waiting for him to come.
So, what does that mean? Does that mean Mumford's having a rest? Like they flagged that he's going to play a couple,
he's
have a rest?
defender forward, but he rucks, doesn't he?
Yep. So, or do they play him and Flynn together? So, whatever it is.
I reckon it's Briggs and Mummy this week.
They reckon Mummy pulled up okay.
Yeah, they hate Flynn.
Training.
They hate Flynn.
He was getting another run.
Call it as it is. It's a Mummy Briggs combo. Yeah.
Surely not.
It is. I can feel it.
Now, Calvin, you've just undone my good work in my little notes here. You've called Tom Wilson a mid. He's a forward, mate. He's a forward. He's got 100.
Right.
He's 170k. I think you're getting mixed up with someone else. He's a pie. scored 120 and 98 the last 2 weeks in the VFL.
It's impressive.
So that's nice. He's playing basically as a wing half-backer. So nice for fantasy if that's what he's going to be doing. Hopefully, don't know what his job security is like, but he's 23.
And?
Yes.
And. Go on, dog.
Basketball background.
Pendlebury!
Baller. He is a baller.
Wasn't Randall a baller?
Yeah, they were all ballers, Roy.
So we can pick him as a forward there. So option, I guess, is
based on those scores. But God, I'll tell you what,
Roy,
the history,
you're
the runs
someone
on
sitting
the board.
there with Mcrae and Rantau in your side.
Yeah,
do you want
awesome.
another pie donut, red dot coming up?
No chance.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Maybe instead you go for the mid forward of Hugo Ralph Smith.
I like this guy.
170k, plays for Richmond, or will be making his debut on Saturday night for the Tigers. Now, keeper league K's legend there in the fantasy community said he averaged 71 in his 10 NAB League games in 2019.
That's all right.
Then in the under-18 championships, only 47.6.
That's not all right.
Oh.
And then he's played 2 VFL games this year for scores of 16 and 53.
Oh, I just threw up. Cross him off.
So maybe not.
That's a no.
I don't think we can do that anymore.
No.
His name's been in the mix for a while too. Like, he's always comes up on Warnie's buddy Magoo's and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably just because he's got a cool name.
He does.
He does.
Hugo Ralph Smith.
That's a great name.
Keep talking about it.
Malcolm Roses, he's a 170k forward, making his debut for Gold Coast in the Q Clash. Averaged 65 in the VFL. He had 90 points in round 2 against Sydney. 18 disposals, 3 marks, 5 tackles, 2 goals. Bit of a pressure player, small forward.
Okay, but it's a no.
Forward line. So it'll be exciting to watch.
Now, Dog, you've missed one.
Oh, did I?
You've missed O'Connor.
Oh, I did.
For the Crows.
Oh, probably because you were messing with all my notes.
No, that's okay.
I work so hard putting these notes together. You should try it sometime.
This is the guy. This is the guy.
Braden O'Connor. You are bringing him in, aren't you?
At the moment, he's on my radar for sure.
The Crow. Mid 170k, and he has scored 77, 99 and 89 in his last 3 in the Sandful.
Real comp.
20-year-old.
Real
inside bull.
Real animal.
He was a Waffle Colts premiership captain back in the day. That's what sold you on it.
Yeah, you don't
None of his
just
stats.
No, you don't get captain for no reason.
Waffle.
I was
Colts,
a captain.
Premiership captain.
I'm a premiership captain.
You are, and you were very good at it too.
No,
my God, I don't.
Meaning do not pick
someone
based on that stat.
You were not called an inside bull though, or a.
I was a bull when the siren went. All right, let's go.
He was.
What? You're up to Jayden Stevenson for the record.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Jayden Stevenson, scaphoid. I saw a photo of him actually holding it. You could see it after the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's done that. I've done that too, Cal.
He has.
Once again, not about you.
Half-time kick to kick.
Yeah, it was. That was...
I thought he might have done it like 1 a.m. when he hadn't picked up at the nightclub, just come home.
Oh, Calvin. Surgery he's had. So 6 weeks is best case for him. So it's a must trade anyway. 23% he was owned by. Obviously, he's highly traded out now. Now, Aiden Bonner is also out with a significant stint on the sidelines. But, Roy, does that mean Addo comes back into your side?
No, not necessarily. He got dropped when he shouldn't have. I don't know if they'll bring him back in when he shouldn't have. Now, just importantly, you brought my memory back to a certain moment where another time he could have broken his skateboard was when he got double wrist locked by security and marched through the crown.
And that was not my fault for the record.
It was. Whose fault was that?
If we were betting on it, I reckon it would be you, Calvin. You're paying about $1.20.
Straight through the kitchen.
That's right.
I got lost. I didn't know where I was at. Shea Bolton. Sorry, that's how we say his name.
Shea.
Broken hand from his little nightclub scuffle. So
Same as you,
Very
dog.
similar to the dog.
17% ownership for him. So that's a must trade there.
Yeah, of course.
It's going to be a couple of weeks at least. So now, other news that was floating
God,
through
there's a
the day,
lot of news.
There is.
Taylor Walker's being rested this week.
He rested the last 2 weeks.
Great that we know that. Now, so I then go, that's a must trade. But if you do have other issues, at least he's not dropping cash this week.
Well, that's a positive.
One way, but
that worked well with DeGoey, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
He bounced back with 100 for you, dog.
And you.
Oh, yeah. God.
Lockie Hunter, the fractured hand. They're still saying he's a chance to play.
Yeah, gutsy.
Yeah.
Surely
He's
he doesn't.
no chance, no.
Yeah. Now, Luke Jackson, Cow, the sicko in you, was looking at that going, his fractured finger, 1 to 2 weeks. Maximus gone.
Hopefully
Wiedemann will
it's
come
2.
in for him too, by the way.
But Wiedemann won't ruck. Max will.
Max will just
95,
shoulder
yeah.
ball load now.
He's doing the whole
What's
lot.
he been doing? He's been doing like 70s.
Yeah, about 75% with Jackson going 25. In that one game, it was like 58% to Jackson's 42. But that was when he was
Max
sleeping.
didn't have a good night's sleep, though.
But this is what I'm going to trigger. I'm going to call this right now.
Yeah.
New segment. It's called Cow's Big Call. And Max will shoulder the load for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Then he'll have a rest.
Oh,
Just calling it.
an
in the
idiot.
buys. That'd be even.
Tell you, that's what's going to happen. So,
Do you own Max, Kev?
No, I don't.
So that's why you're saying that, of course.
You're an imbecile.
Yeah,
Zach Jones, we mentioned there with his quad, so reported to be about 8 weeks. So, yeah, big injury, I guess, for those guys, especially if we are thinking about our old mate Burner. Jake Stringer, hamstring, 3 to 4 weeks. Jai Caldwell, he's re-injured his hamstring, needs surgery, 10 weeks.
Oh, unlucky.
This is the draft one. If you're holding him in draft, hoping that he might have been back in the next couple, because that's what it was going to be, but it means old mate Darcy Parish, not that he probably wasn't already, but that was...
He's consolidated that spot, though, hasn't he?
Definitely there.
Now,
She'll
Dog,
be back soon.
the sicko in you, what does that do for Caldwell next year?
Probably makes him cheap, but he gets a discount because he didn't play enough games.
So he's cheaper than what he would have been this year, maybe, or around about the same,
Probably.
maybe.
I haven't looked at it, Cow. Don't put me
just
on the
saying.
spot like that.
He's not that sick.
I'm not as sick as
He
you.
waits
You've
till-
got a premiership. You've got a hat to win this year.
I will win one.
Oh, you will find a way to stuff it up. Let's hope. I'm going to actually sabotage to try to make sure it does happen.
He's done it to me before.
Took Miller has been suspended. He accepted his 1 week.
Great pick if you've had him, by the way.
Awesome.
Unbelievable.
And you probably hold.
You would.
Like you have to.
He's
You
so
have
good
to.
that you have to.
And suspension, like he'll be back. And there was no issue with that hammy that he did come off with either. So
No.
that's going to be
Right,
all right.
okay. Keep him.
Speaking of suspension, Scott Lysett, he gets the 4 weeks. Now, the watch will be on what they do with their rucks. If it's Laddams, that is the easy answer, I guess, for them. Or do they go with Sam Hayes, who's a 170k ruck they've been waiting for? Like, he's been on the list for a couple of years now, so could be. Laddams has had some good Sandful scores while he's been in the Magoos.
I need him for my keeper league, so he'll probably come back in.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Now, Hayes is a good ruckman, and his best scores in the Sandful obviously would be when Laddams wasn't there. So that's there. Patrick Cripps, reports all day today too. Broke his back, spinal. But then the club, basically Teague said no.
That was a weird interview.
So who knows? But if you've got Cripps, and I know you said to move him on, Roy, and Monday's podcast, you just have to do it. You have to hold him though, don't you?
You definitely have to hold him. That was the rage trade in me on behalf of his owners. There's bigger issues.
Of course.
He'll be right. Do you know what isn't being talked about enough, actually?
Yeah.
In regard to Cripps this week, he started fine. He copped a massive knock that they seem to refuse to show the replay of before they then go on to say how bad he's been.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, to come back from that knock was big.
Yep.
He could have easily been subbed out.
Yep.
So let's not forget that. Look at the replay before you mouth him off that bad.
Whoa.
He actually copped a big knock
Yep.
and played it out. Cripps is fine. I'm a hold now.
Braden Campbell, shin soreness for him. He's had a bit of a stress reaction. So is that what we used to call shin splints?
Yes.
Correct,
it is.
dog,
Correct.
yes.
So that's what he is.
I'm not
couple
a
of
doctor,
weeks
but
before he starts running. So if he was one that you're sitting there, I hope he comes back in or whatever.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, you just move him now. Jago O'Meara looks as like he'll be back. What does that mean for old Warple here at Pig Park?
I don't know. He should still be fine.
People think it's going to be negative, but we've got to remember what happened
It won't
last
be
year.
as good.
Why not?
Okay, here's the thing. You break it down a little bit. So they've obviously got Mitchell and O'Meara ahead of him.
Yeah. Agree.
Okay. Now, think about every time he's dominated. It's either been Mitchell with his broken leg or recovering from it, or O'Meara out. And I think I don't know, I don't have the numbers here, but I think his centre bounce attendances and stuff would reflect that.
Yeah.
And his role when he
the
tags
role of the
and
thing,
stuff.
yeah, and that's what's been the concern this year, really. That's what the issue has been.
So
He's
I
just
don't
been
know.
allowed to be a footballer. But they haven't been, one score was very good, but it was only just 100 this week, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Is that
but
right?
you never say just 100 if you coach destroy and look at my squad. So the thing with him, it just ticks so many boxes. He's so cheap. He's done it before. He's the right age.
Yeah.
He's got an easy matchup,
Great matchup.
but that concern is there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a
One
tough
last one, our boy Rocky, after his couple of knees that he had, went in hospital for deep vein thrombosis.
Have mercy.
Yeah,
Poor
poor bugger.
dude. And his quote I read today was basically that, don't expect to be playing in 3 to 4 months. So probably not this year then.
Yep.
So again, draft if you were holding him on your pine.
Come on.
say goodbye.
Bit of luck
Dude,
for the
let's hope
pig.
that
Come
he
on.
is all good for next year, which I reckon he will be, and he will be on people's radars a lot.
I reckon. Cheap.
It could be his little
Cheap bacon.
farewell year. It would be great.
Hi, it's Nat Edwards. AFL Daily is a new daily podcast from the AFL. Each morning, Damien Barrett and I will share the biggest stories and the biggest opinions in footy. We'll connect the dots and tell you what the stories mean for your clubs and your favourite players. AFL Daily, your new daily footy habit. Available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Alrighty, most traded out players. Jayden Stevenson, obviously, 11,000 people have been doing that.
I feel for you. I'm here for you.
23% ownership. So
is that
he's
called
been good. Like, he's come good.
Outstanding.
So is that the 10,000 club now the 11,000 club?
What?
That owns
What are you trying to
Stevenson?
say?
No, I'm just not saying anything.
I'm
Sorry.
trying to be funny, Mr. Swaggy
No,
Pants.
I'm just trying
You
to...
are, and you're not pulling it off.
People
at all.
love it. That's not true, dog. I am, because people love it. They're
And
like,
can you stop wearing your Lowe's pants when you're the actual top scorer?
bloody cold outside, mate.
It is cold tonight here, and it will be cold here on Saturday, I reckon,
will.
for the
I wonder what
Hawks
that
and
forecast
the Roos.
is.
Yeah, tipping freezing.
Yeah.
Freezing.
Yeah.
All right, so Steve's the most traded out. Errol Golden, people are jumping off because
Time to go.
his price is heading down.
Yeah.
Taylor Walker is number 3, Matt Flynn, Braden Campbell, James Rowe, then Shea Bolton, Brockman. It's all the rookies, basically, apart from the forced trades in a Stevenson or a Taylor Walker, which is what people should be trying to do, I suppose, is getting rid of those rookies.
Yeah.
Most of them are all at that sort of point here, unless you've obviously got the forced trades there. Most traded in, Aaron Hall is still very popular this week, but we're not seeing massive numbers of these players. It's kind of very spread what we're seeing. So I'm saying Aaron Hall's there. Then you've got James Harms.
Yeah.
So at 5.15, I think everyone's seeing that as good value, and I've got no issue with anyone doing that. In fact, I'm doing it.
Yeah. That he's got a break even of 44.
Yeah.
He's playing the role that he played when he averaged 100.
Has the final buy round as well. So if
That's nice.
it's not coming out, like a few people have said Viney will be back, and I think they're targeting around 13 for him to be back. And so my thoughts on that was going, okay, you got 9, 10, 11, 12. You get four weeks as is.
Yeah.
Then Viney comes back, who may not even do anything to his role, but you get to see that for a week. Then he's got the buy.
And-
So if all goes belly up, then you
Yeah.
go, well, he's the perfect player to
And
trade on the buy.
Let's face it, as good as James Jordan is playing,
Yeah.
it's going to be him bumped
Of course.
before it's going to
Of
be
course.
Harms
Yeah.
bumped.
Exactly.
In
So
that
let's
role.
just chill about that.
Yeah.
Josh Kelly's there at number 4, and then you've got Mills as the other sort of premium option.
Oh,
which Mills
God,
is obviously
he is
is he the
good.
pick of the defenders?
He
Like,
is,
he's
yeah.
the number 1 defender to be picking.
Yeah.
Possibly, isn't he?
Yeah.
As premium.
Well and truly up there.
Some of the rookies that people are grabbing, Riley Colley-Dawkins there at number 3, Burns at number 5, Caleb Poulter. People,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay
Don't
with that.
mind it,
You're
don't
paying
mind
a
it.
little bit more, obviously, for him.
God,
but
out of
his-
all those bloody pies.
Yeah.
that
Yeah, who
could
would have thought?
picked-
That's the one we didn't hit.
Oh, man.
Not cool.
Anyway.
And people are also jumping on Rory Sloane, who's value, but Mitch Duncan, can you be paying all that for him, Cal?
I would.
Yeah, well, that's what you do.
the thing is-
$8.49.
He's unique. Like, imagine having someone who is that good at the moment
3%.
as a unique. Yeah. But I couldn't afford to pay that much, so
It's a lot, but it's worth it.
never something I'll have to consider.
No, we've got a few issues there. All right, Cal, we've got your captain's
Do
time.
what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
All right, now we're talking about Mitch Duncan.
Yeah.
So this is the guy that's number 1 over the last 3 weeks, averaging 132.
Maybe I need to find the money.
Right? St Kilda, the second easiest team for midfielders to score against. He plays Friday night. It is the ultimate vice-captain option if you have him. Not many people do, and that's the issue with captains this week. There's a lot of positives, but for every player, there's also a little negative.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So it's quite...
So you're saying you're not that confident on your skippers?
No,
your list
not
week?
this week. Last week I was like, yeah, lock away.
Just
You've
like
got
a
these
little
guys.
flag with everyone you can find, can't you?
Swaggy.
So Mitch Duncan, great option if you've got him.
Yep.
And not many people do. Okay, then we look at Jack Mcrae. He's number 2. The problem with Jack, okay, so in Adelaide against Port Adelaide, straight away you go, whoa, that's not good,
No,
steer clear.
there's your flag. Yep.
Last 2 against Port Adelaide, 133, 135. He's got 100 plus in every game this year. Last scores at Adelaide Oval, 113, 127, 135, and that was the one against Port Adelaide. So it sounds fine.
He wipes his bum with the flag.
Okay, so it's a tricky one. Like, you're like, yeah, of course he's going to be fine, but there's a little flag that it's Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
All right?
There is, definitely.
Love Jake Lloyd and even Mills, who didn't quite make it because I might have forgotten him off the list.
Did you?
No, I didn't say that. I just coughed. So against Collingwood
as a professional captain here.
No,
But
this
against-
is what he does. This is why he can win a hat.
This is the thing, though.
He tricks
No.
people. Yeah.
Mills' record at the SCG is terrible.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's
Uh,
just not as good as away from the SCG.
It's not good. So, as we know, Collingwood give up the most points. Sydney boys should have a field day.
Yeah.
So Mills should be in your top 10.
Yes.
Potentially. And then you look at a guy like Grundy. So, Grundy against Sydney at the SCG.
Yeah.
And you're like, Sydney SCG, that's not great. But last scores against Sydney, and I know that's not Tom Hickey, but he loves playing at the SCG. So, 120, and then he scores at the SCG, 149, 150. Hickey, though, has been the number one most restrictive ruck this year.
Unbelievable.
However,
Grundy's not going to...
Grundy should be fine.
He'll just laugh at that statistic.
It's all about the it's about his
that's the
matchups.
little
That's
flag.
what it's been,
Agree.
though.
I don't mind Taranto against Richmond at Marvel.
That could be big.
Yeah.
So Geelong last week against Richmond had 9 tons.
Right.
Okay, and you're looking at a guy here that has averaged basically 120 in his last 6. Surely he's 120 again.
Because Geelong, they really put the foot down and dominated for a while there. That's
did.
where their scores got inflated.
Yep.
GWS aren't going to smash them.
No.
But they're a chance to be in the contest.
Agree.
Aren't they?
So Kelly and Taranto should have
should be good.
big days
But-
Saturday night.
You've always got to flag
Yes.
GWS being away and playing the Tigers.
Yeah.
The little flag is there. That could be an 80.
I agree. Max gone, rucking solo
So that news there helps.
Hang on.
against
Sure.
Now we're talking. What have we got?
Swaggy Roy back.
against Mr. Worldwide. Now, Mr. Worldwide's been good.
Will he definitely be worldwide?
There was
Or
talk
could
of
there
wide.
be
There's talk of wide out.
Oh, wow, then that's gone up.
Yeah.
So
That
no
might be
one...
something we would know this time next week.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
correct.
No one has scored over 80 against Mr. Worldwide in the last 4 weeks.
What
now,
a
with
legend.
that said,
That's why he's got his own T-shirt.
there's some pretty bloody average rucks that have gone against him.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, look, yeah, and that's it. There's so many options, as always, but it comes with a risk with nearly everyone.
Right. Well,
So-
sucked into you for not being able to loop because you've got a full team.
I know, it makes it tough. But at the moment, I will be going with all in on Mcrae on that Saturday night game.
Oh, that could be the end of you.
No, it won't be.
It feels scary.
This is a guy that has not gone under 100 and 130 in his last 2
I
against
know.
Port.
I did see sulky signs against Carlton. though.
Oh, yeah, the coach
On-
was
on the
slapping
bench.
him round the face.
Yeah, come on. You're all right, Jack. Yeah.
Are there issues with VCs this week? Team like yours, Cal, having your 29 green dots?
Well, the fact that St Kilda play on the first night, a lot of people would have been looking at Highmore. You can't use
you
him.
can't now.
Hunter is another guy that people look at. Still waiting on Brockman. He could still come back in,
Yeah.
okay, for people that have used him in the past.
Yeah.
But he's the second game on Saturday.
the second game on Saturday.
You're only doing that from your
Good.
first game.
Sounds like what
essentially.
my week's like every week.
Yeah, so it's really tricky.
It's nice. It's,
But then even
it's I want no loopholes.
But even
in
like
our
if you've
game.
got
Oh, same
your
here.
Collingwood
Bloody
boys,
oath.
if you've got Rantown,
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
got Mcrae, they play the first game on Saturday.
Yeah.
So you really have to have a crack
Yeah,
at
it
that
sucks.
Friday night game. And that's why if you've got
I
Duncan,
don't think I've got anyone.
it's really tricky. So just make
Friday
sure
night.
Yeah.
you'd have
Not
Tom
put it on
Stewart.
burner. Oh, it's Stewart, yeah.
Stewart, and who knows what he can do. He's been hundreds, but he's never been a 120 or a 130 that you take. So, yeah, well, anyway, there's captain's dog.
Yeah,
Alex,
good work,
you
yeah.
want a joke?
Great work.
Do we?
Yeah, why
This is
not?
a good one. Now, this one I made up myself.
Oh, stick to the mummy. Stick to the scary mummy,
Gone away
mate.
from scarymummy.com for a joke that I made up the other day in the car in
So
my own
ones
head.
that have been made by other people and then posted on the internet as like professional jokes. And
He
you're
doesn't
now-
even nail them.
Don't even know it. Don't even know it. Come on, mine. Here we go. Why did the one-legged pirate buy 2 wooden legs? One for himself and one for...
Oh, no, I know where you're going with this. You just don't.
Got a question for the traders? Tweet the boys at AFL Fantasy or head to facebook.com/AFL Fantasy Official.
Lucky you've got such fast fingers,
I
dog.
knew where that was going, actually.
His wife.
Because you said
Yes.
something about that earlier.
No, his wife. Because they're married.
Is she a pirate?
Well, are there
They're both
any good
pirates.
questions, dog? Like, seriously.
Well-
This is why you can't let him off the... Just stick to the structure, Cal.
All right, scarymoment.com, back next week.
Yeah.
Yes, needs to be. Right out, let's get into the questions for this week. For top of the list, our bold Pokemon, it says that Charmander, Legends, is fantasy Pokemon again. Right. Houston to Lloyd, considering Sydney's draw and Houston's shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we don't know anything about that, but everything said touch and go 50-50.
Yeah. And it's been a bit of a frustrating ride the last month.
I guess so, yeah.
Lloyd is such a good pick at the moment. He's
Yep.
down over
He
100,000.
is.
I reckon it's a great time to pick him up. He's in good form. He's only had 2 bad games at the start of the year.
Yep.
That caused the price drop.
Yep.
Now's a great time to get him, especially with
Yep.
this matchup.
Break even 108. He will never be cheaper again
Nah.
at 750.
Great trade.
So
Get
that
on.
question then was, it was an or question, or does he go Fantasia to Harms? So holding on to Houston.
Oh. If Houston's playing, you go Fantasia to Harms.
Agree.
But will you know all of that?
I don't know that part, dog.
Yeah, the dog.
Just next week.
Well, you'll
we'll
know Houston because he plays on Saturday night.
Yep.
Whether or not they're going to be honest or...
I
Well,
don't
you
think...
generally have been, actually.
They've
We
been
probably
good.
know
They are.
this, even
They
when
are
you
bloody
listen to
good
this
at it.
podcast. They probably announced that
Yeah.
on Friday afternoon.
100%. So the thing with that as well, I don't think he was training with the main group, Houston.
Yeah, I would be saying, no, if they're going on radio and players are saying, yeah, it's touch and go 50-50, I reckon that's
But at least with them, they are bloody honest.
They are.
30-70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they say that. All right. And then he can do that and then does the Fantasia to Harms next week. That's fine.
There you go.
Fantasia scored an 80-odd last
He
week.
did.
So.
Yeah. 1 goal 6 or something. 1 goal 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, pig mentality. If we don't have Jack Mcrae, when should we be getting him in? His break even is pretty large at the moment and should drop in price over the next couple of weeks. Or do we... or wait until after the bye. Well, I think that's where you target these types of guys, don't you?
Probably. It's just with Mcrae.
The big premiums.
I don't sleep well unless I've got him.
Yeah.
I get Mcrae. If I've got the dollar amount to get him,
You get him.
I don't look at his break even. I just get him and I sleep.
I'll tell you this. So his break even's 133. Can you guarantee me that he won't get 133 this week?
Basically averages it in his last 3.
He's
games.
averaging
Well, you've got him
124.
high in your captains.
So he could win his last 2 against Port. He's gone over 133.
So that looks like a high break even,
It's
but
not.
that's for a mere mortal.
Exactly. He may drop 10K this week.
Yeah, that's nothing.
No, get on.
All right, next one here comes from Andrew, and he's going, do you jump on one of the new rooks named for cash generation? So, for example, Wilson, Ralph Smith, or Roses, or play the long game and perhaps get a Bianco, who's probably a chance to come in, Worrell or old mate Gold. You have to go someone that's named.
Well,
don't
you can't.
Yeah,
you
we
can't
don't.
predict the future.
Yep.
How's the job security of someone who can't even get a game?
Yeah, that's it.
Like, you can't run the gauntlet with that, can you?
At least you could get a couple of weeks of cash generation, and then they might have 70, 80K on them that you can then go to. Bianco when
I
he
can
comes
see
in.
why. There's times I've thought about doing things like that as well, but you just don't.
When they're the
I
same
don't think-
price anyway, it's not like if those guys that you're talking about there, they're all basement anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So out of those guys, let's do that then. Who are you getting? Wilson, Ralph Smith, or Roses if you're picking those guys? Or let's throw in there O'Connor.
I like O'Connor
as well.
for the Crows. He's obviously ahead of Haitley at the moment. He'll be an inside player, 20 years of age.
Haitley might come back in.
He might come back in, but they've named this guy up, so
Witches hats.
yeah,
It can't be hard to knock out a busted witches
you would
hat.
think so. So I'm happy to go with him this week. The other guys, the thing is though,
Wilson or Ralph Smith. Who would you be going there?
it's
Both
hard.
available as forwards.
I
like Wilson's role and stuff. That's the thing I like about it.
He's a better scorer.
Yeah.
Much better scorer, and he's got a basketball background.
He does.
Yeah, no, I'd be going there, but I fear for the job security of both of them,
Yep.
really, to be
Agreed.
honest.
Yep. All right, next one. Let's go here from Connor. Upgrade Cozzy to Harms, or do you go Phillips to Crisp or Stewart, which means Cozzy's on field?
I'll get Harms in that.
Yeah, you stick to your plan.
Because he's not on field.
No.
No.
But he's down here again, dog, and he had 100 for you last time he was here.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
man, and you say you were never kissed. That was the
Oh, wasn't it
biggest-
ever? Oh,
Ultimate.
my goodness.
Yep. Yeah, that was a very lucky game.
So
for the
anyway,
Bulldogs.
yeah, get rid of him.
Yes,
you just
of
got to
course.
play that. And so Harms should be good.
Yeah, of
What do you
course.
think Harms does average then?
Oh, 95.
Yeah, he's definitely
He
over
keeps
90.
playing that mid-row. I don't
Yep.
know how he can't.
I think he averaged like 95 when he was having that mid-row in 2019. So,
believe
yeah,
so.
Agree. He's that 1995 guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who would you be getting out of Merritt or Duncan? I think Merritt's actually a little bit cheaper than Duncan too now.
It's
Like 15K.
You know what?
I'm such a Merritt
So am I.
lover.
But it's that ownership. If you want to play that game.
Yeah, it's definitely justifiable. Every time I get Duncan, he goes through a crap patch. That's wrecked my...
Or he gets injured.
Yeah, that's just wrecked my thoughts in regard to bringing him in for top dollar. But, God, look at his numbers.
Look, and the other thing is, though...
Just do it. And
Zach
enjoy it.
Merritt has not gone 130 this year.
No.
Okay? We're looking at Duncan, 135, 146, 130. If you love a ceiling, then Duncan's your guy. If you want to play a straight bat, a nice, safe... He'll play every game this year. He'll still score really well, of course, in Merritt. That's what you do. But if you want to be a little risky...
Oh, my God. Is this Duncan?
This is Duncan.
St Kilda, Gold Coast, Collingwood.
Yep.
Into the bye.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
Don't you listen to the cow scale of hardness, mate?
That's nuts.
Cow
That's
scale.
why Roy
That's
has
where
ended
you're
up with
going.
him a lot of times.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, I don't listen to it anymore. Roy's scale of hardness says Duncan.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
It
Those
is.
three give up ridiculous amounts.
Yep.
I think I know the answer to this, but for Taz Canucks fan, who will score higher this week? Kaczynski versus North Melbourne or Fantasia versus the Dogs?
Gosh.
lower will be
Kaczynski
traded
has to just get back to 50s.
Yeah.
He's only had that one score for the Dog cheering him on.
Yep.
I think you have to.
If Dog
back
was
in
at the
Fantasia.
ground again cheering him,
Yep. Are you going to the
maybe-
game?
No.
That's Fantasia then.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, not going to that game, Cal.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, you got to go Fantasia. I think they're going to score enough, and it'll be one of those sort of high-scoring games, that one. Wouldn't it?
Fantasia can hit 80.
Yeah.
Right?
And he should hit a 65 in that.
Because he will never, ever hit 80 again
No.
unless you are at the ground dog cheering him on.
Exactly.
There's a lot of people that ask these types of questions here, and it's a bit of that guns or rookies versus two fallen premium type pickup. So, Grundy and Riley Collier-Dawkins.
Yeah.
And that means Riley Collier-Dawkins on field.
That's fine.
Not a disaster.
Or Harms and Ridley or Warple.
Yeah, I hear you, but I'm going Max and Collier-Dawkins and his
Grundy.
cash. Oh, sorry.
Grundy
and his
Collier-Dawkins.
Collier-Dawkins
Yep.
and his cash generation.
You're doing that with a ruck for whatever reason. Whatever your ruck is that you're getting out
Yeah.
or moving, if it's big boy to the back line or something
Yeah.
like that, yeah, you're doing that.
That cash gen's going to be great too.
Yep.
Yep. Enough people are doing it as well, which makes it,
It's
with
safe.
Riley Collier-Dawkins, makes it a lot safer as well.
Yep.
And as we roll through that. All right, Flynn, thoughts on a pod VC in Lions versus
Yep.
the Suns this week?
I hate
Love it. He
chasing a
should go
pod,
well.
but
Yep.
I love him.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or play a straight bat with like a Merritt or a Tom Mitchell.
Lions is great.
Especially for a VC.
That's what the
you
VC's
can do
about.
that.
Yeah.
You can have a gamble with it. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Because soon,
Especially when it's someone like him.
when we get back to 2022, dog, when we don't have a rolling lockout, you will not have a VC option. Enjoy it while you
Come
can.
on, we can get that.
But then
Yeah.
we're going to have Thursday nights every week next year, I reckon.
Oh, there will be a VC
Should
option.
I know that?
Oh,
I just saw
is
the
that a
notes on
scoop?
Gil's desk.
Oh, no, warned dog. Warned dog.
Sneaky.
True
In
story.
the know.
Surely it will
Wandering
be, though.
Wandering eye dog.
I reckon that'll be a lock next year. Thursdays every
You know,
week.
I can tell you know.
Chris Reed, been trying to get Josh Kelly for a few weeks now, but I've still got Kaczynski on ground. What's my priority? Should I go Phillips to Kelly, or do I upgrade Kaczynski to Harms?
Harms.
You got to fix up,
You just
Cozzy.
go that, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, you guys are still drunk on that 100.
He's a walking 40.
Get him out.
He's a
ASAP.
walking 40. Get rid of him.
Rowing the boat. I have to lose Bolton. Is it worth bringing in Harms so that I can upgrade Powell to Ridley? That's nice. I'd like to keep Powell
To the bye.
Yeah,
Yep.
but that's
So would
a
I-
nice move.
It's a great question because a lot of people can get Powell to someone
Yeah.
this week, but his matchup
Yes.
is mouth-watering.
Against Hawthorn here.
Against Hawks.
Yeah.
He's an 80.
It's like the
Easy.
easiest matchup in the game at the moment,
It
almost,
is.
isn't it?
Yep, it is.
So, man, oh man, he's had 200s in the last 3 weeks.
So Hawks rank second behind Collingwood.
Yeah.
So let's go the last 5 games. Get this. The last 5 games, against Collingwood, the top 3 midfielders have averaged 119. The top 3 midfielders against Hawthorn have averaged 115.
That's a joke.
So the points are there. The points are there.
So, I understand the upgrade, but boy, 200s in 3 weeks and then that matchup.
He could potentially turn up again.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the only...
Oh, flag. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, next one here. Rightio, let's go here from Swedish Chef Mafia.
Ooh.
Is Wiedering an option? Turned up the last 2 games with some 70s as well.
Wiedering's been good.
He's been outstanding.
In the last
Just
few
where I have
games.
in my head, draft only.
It's draft.
Only. Just ride it.
Yeah.
You're very happy that you got him there.
Totally understand it.
570k. Harms is cheaper,
Yeah.
just for the record.
Yeah.
So
And it's also like Darcy Moore. He's gone back. He
Yep.
had 19 marks last week.
ridiculous.
Huge score.
Yep.
But you couldn't go Wiedering or Moore, could you?
No, and Wiedering last week, he was against the Bulldogs for his 117, the second easiest team to score against for defenders. So take that as you will, but I'm saying
Far out.
it's a no.
If that was a midfielder going 93, 102, 117, you'd say lockety lock
Yeah.
and lock.
All right, Jayden is asking this one. Kelly or Billings?
God,
Billings
is
for the
underrated.
bye because
Yeah.
he's currently got 15 players for round 12. You have to think about that. You go
If
Billings.
you're getting too loaded.
Billings is good.
He's good.
I remember I had him and traded him once and
Yes.
he scored 170. the
Oh,
week I
yeah, he
traded him.
went in your face, dog.
That was big.
That 137 last week looks good though, doesn't it?
It does.
Um,
But he's up there for the year.
before that though, 98, 73, 57, 97, 80. Like, there's nothing there that stands out.
Yeah, there is. There's another 122. That
Yeah.
stands out.
I stopped before I got to that.
Roy, I'm asking you this one. Mills or Lloyd, because I don't think Calvin's research
Nah, it's
extended
Mills.
No, I
this
have.
far.
It is Mills, but they are both outstanding picks at the moment.
Yep.
Just to flag that Mills is at the SCG, and that's why he
Yeah.
actually plays better away from the G.
So does Lloyd.
Okay, I'm
But
just
he's
saying.
not as bad at the SCG
Yep.
as Mills is.
If you had the option at the moment between Mills and Lloyd, who are you going?
For the rest of the year, Mills for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, probably.
And
Lloyd, I get too blinded by the past.
yep, and there's like 20k in him, and Lloyd's the cheaper one, but Mills is tracking a lot better at the moment.
He's just
He's finally doing what we thought he could do.
dominant force.
Yep.
All right, Ridley or Harms? Do you spend up for Ridley?
Look, you
It's a
might
100
end up
different,
with
I think.
both of them because you're getting Harms this
You
week.
could
and-
they could nearly be a straight swap for each other at some point.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have both. And
Yeah.
Ridley, you can still wait probably 2 weeks before he bottoms out.
Break even 127 for Ridley. He'll drop again.
Yeah.
And again.
And then we grab.
You're probably better to go Harms.
I think
It's
so.
100k difference.
Yeah,
You're going Harms.
definitely going Harms.
Are you going Daniel or Ridley for Tom?
It's a good question.
I'm not touching the potato again because I've had him this year already, and
Yeah.
he's
Riddler's far
upset me.
safer. Riddler doesn't get thrown forward. Riddler doesn't get tagged.
yep. Riddler has a good matchup this week.
Riddler doesn't have 20 unless he's knocked out.
Riddler gets 120 this week, dog.
So he nearly hits his break even.
Yep.
Wow.
Whoa, that's a big call, Cal.
Riddler.
That's what he does.
Look what he did at the start of the year. Potato hasn't done that.
Yeah, it's Riddles.
For a stretch.
Yep.
Braden, Mills, Guthrie or Duncan?
I'm going Duncan. I can't believe I just caught eyes of his draw.
Yep, it's Duncan.
If you can do it, delicious.
He's doing it against teams that aren't even that easy.
No,
Yep, he's big.
I want him.
Yep.
590k is all you're going to pay for Dustin Martin.
Bargain. He has, if they are going to turn their season around at a time where it is borderline impossible to do so given the names they're missing, it will be all on the back of him in the engine room
Yep.
to get it out of there. They've still got 2 forwards.
Yeah.
They've got Rewalt and Lynch. Sorry, you guys have to do the job.
Yep.
Lynch has to actually pull his weight. They have to get it out of there, and there's only one man that can do it.
Yep.
And it's Dusty, and he's a bargain price.
Start of the year, 131, 100. And everyone was like, got to get on. And since then, there's been no tons.
No,
And
I think they're going to be back.
67 last week. So
No good?
at some point, he's going to come good. We all know that. But for me, I wouldn't
So
be...
cheap. That's priced at about 80, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he's averaging. His break-even's 126.
Yeah, so you can wait a week, which is what my normal brain would say, but
If you
I
need...
said it, the Selby move would be to jump now.
Oh, yeah, because if you go to upgrade someone in that position this week purely based on them having a better break even than Dusty, you also then have them the rest of the year and not Dusty.
That's right.
So, I don't know. He's a bargain.
He is.
He's a bargain this week and he's a bargain next week and the week after.
Yep.
He's still a bargain this week.
A 3-week sale.
Like, what happens next week? Look at me sitting here with Stevenson, for example.
Yep.
Your options, you don't always have your options. You can't always wait till next week.
That's it.
Dusty is ripe for the picking.
Done.
All right, Craig, for Stevenson, Kelly, Fife, Billings. Which order are you going?
I'm going Kelly, Fife, Billings.
Right, that order.
Probably.
I like it.
Yeah.
Kelly's
I
definitely on
can't
top.
bring myself to say Billings instead of Fife.
Yeah.
And I'm
Billings is a bit more-
definitely Kelly.
Billings is a bit more exciting than Fife. Fife's just a 90.
I'll tell you what, he's more exciting, but on the flip side, he could be bloody annoying.
Too right, he could
You
be.
remember back in the day we had him?
Oh, yes, I do.
Billings.
Yeah, he does that to you.
Unforgivable.
He is.
From Wizard Home Loans, just curious, who's your favourite players in the league right now from any team?
Sam Walsh, for me.
If it wasn't Carlton?
If it wasn't Carlton, give me a minute.
I'm going to go with head tilt. Love a bit of gaff action on a Sunday.
Well, see, this is
It's
you
a
and your
love-hate.
relationships
No,
over your life.
that's
You
fine.
Keep going back to
No,
it.
but that's fine. He's just so rewarding.
Yep.
And then he'll crush you the next week.
Yeah.
I like Hugh McCluggage at the moment.
I love Hugh.
He's
Yeah.
a machine.
Yeah.
He's very good to watch. And the Lions are just cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like the Dogs. I love watching Mcrae. I love
Yep.
Treloar.
Yep.
Those guys. Dunkley before
the
he got
Dunkley
injured,
would have been at
he's
the top.
probably right
Yep.
up there in my top 2
Agree.
favourites. Yeah.
Yep.
Taranto.
I love
yeah.
Taranto.
He's good to watch because as a fantasy owner, like if
Yeah.
you're putting fantasy in your reason why you
Yeah,
like them,
I do
he's
love
someone
him
that
as
is.
well.
Yeah, get it. All right. Well, I think that's enough for us.
That'll
boys.
do us, dog.
I think so.
We'll be back on Monday for the next podcast.
It's an exciting week.
It's a big week.
You will
Order
dominate again
restored.
this week. Too.
No, I'm doing a cash grab, dog. I'll probably just be back in the lows.
Trust me, it'll still dominate me.
And yes, this time next week, hopefully we're going live.
Come
6:15.
on, come
We'll be
on.
working all the tech side of that out to make sure that's all happening. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following along. And get ready for a massive round 9. Good luck.